Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Welch here. I am sitting with Ethan Carpenter, Joyce Ellis, and Victoria Crone, and Miss Giovanna Donatelli. Yes, I'm terrible with names, so that's why I have to look. So congratulations on making it to the final. It's been a long journey for the four of you guys, but it's exciting. It's very exciting, but I kind of want to know a little bit about you guys. So my first question for Ethan, and I'll just go down, is what got you into music?
My family has this place on the Chesapeake Bay, and it's called Gwyn's Island, and one of my cousins, Schaefer, we would always sit around the fire. We'd sit out on the screened porch, and he'd play his guitar. He learned when he was pretty young, and he kind of was the entertainment for, I'd say, 5, 6, 7 years. And once he grew up, went to college, and eventually he joined the Army and went to Alaska, I kind of had to try to fill in that role. We were always listening to music, whether it was him playing or not, and so I'd always loved it. I started playing violin in 8th grade in school, and then kind of picked up guitar halfway through high school and kind of haven't looked back since then. So we always play with my family, like my Meemaw is always listening, and it's just kind of tradition. And so whenever me and him get together now, it's fun to play and kind of see how far both of us have come. But yeah, I'd say that's probably where it all started from.
For sure. Zealous?
So for me, I was raised Catholic, so obviously I was at church every weekend, and there was a lot of singing always at church. So ever since I was a little kid, we just had like singing all around us like every week, and I would always want to sing out because like my mom would be singing really out pretty next to me, and so I was like very into it. And then middle school came on, and I was supposed to pick electives, and so I picked chorus, and I did chorus for 7 years throughout high school and everything. And I got like my sister to join too, my sister Leah, so we would do like duets and stuff sometimes. So I just like loved it because it's brought me closer to my family and just closer to my religion and stuff.
Sure, Miss Crown.
Yeah, so my mom was actually a voice major in college, so music has kind of always been around our family. Me and my mom, like, especially bonded over that. Having two brothers, they didn't really care that much about music, so that brought us really close. And I've always loved like theater and singing. And some of the happiest like times that I'll have is just sitting around a campfire with a bunch of people with guitars and banjos. It just feels so wholesome.
Absolutely.
So, for me, I don't know, my parents were like into punk music when I was like in the womb, so they played a lot of Evanescence, and my dad always says like, ever since I was a kid, he'd always play Evanescence in the car, and there's a song called My Immortal, which is the one I sang this year, and like, I would sing that in the car with him, and my grandmother, she always says, she's like, no, you were starting to sing when you were like 3, and she's like, I had a video, I swear by it, and all this stuff. I love her, she's the best. But I enjoyed singing. It was my happy place because it allowed me to escape a lot of things when I was a kid. So for me, it was just in my room, in the shower singing, or in the car with my mom or dad. My mom would put on Hamilton, and this would be like 6 a.m. in the morning, and we'd be literally screaming at the top of our lungs like Hamilton's Schuyler Sisters, because it's like one of our favorites. I have like a video of it. It's really funny. But yeah, so it's just been me on my own. I did chorus back in like middle school, and then I used to sing for my choir at church, but I would get sick and then I would lose my voice a lot, so I had to quit.
So Ms. Cronin, this is your first time on Cadet Idol. What's the journey been like for you?
It's been really fun so far. I get really excited. Like, I kind of just did it to get out of my comfort zone and really like force myself to get out there because I have like terrible stage fright, and so it's something that I have to be like really intentional about doing. But it's been really exciting, like, to see like my friends and Brother Rats get up there and be supportive. For me, like, that was probably my favorite part about this so far.
Absolutely. And the rest of you guys have been, this is your second time through. What's the journey been like the second time through? Ethan?
Yeah, so I mean, last year, the first week you had a little bit of nerves. Like, I had played on stage before a good amount, but not in front of a crowd this size and not on the stage completely alone like this. So that first week you kind of have some nerves, you're a little shaky, you feel it in your voice and when you're trying to play an instrument. But then each week it got a little bit easier. and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the fact that Disney Week last year meant a lot to me. I did not know what song I was playing. I combined them all that day and learned how to do it, and it was a lot of fun to keep pushing myself and challenging myself each week. And then this year, by the first week, it was just back into the same groove. There was no nerves in it. It was just comfortable to be up here, and it was a lot of fun each week trying to come up with a new combo or a new idea for the theme. And I love the competition part of it. I hated to see Will go home, but I think it was exciting, and I hope the people at home at least enjoyed seeing that.
And how is that relationship now?
No, we're fine. He was helping me last week. We're great friends. We played together when we were rats in our dykes room because we were co-dykes, and we're gonna play together forever. I'm not worried about that. But I hated doing it. I almost walked up here and grabbed the mic. I was like, yeah, I'm not singing. Will wins. He's going to the next round, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. But
Couldn't do it.
yeah, it's been a class though.
Good. Miss Ellis.
So this year is definitely a little bit different for me. So last year, for the entire season, I had a duet partner.
That's right.
And so this year, I had a duet partner, and then my duet partner and I were split up. So I was almost about to quit because I was like, I don't know if I can sing on the stage all by myself because I've never really done that ever. And so I feel like it was a lot different than last year because I had to figure out how to do stuff by myself. But after the first time when I sang by myself and I got so much positive feedback, I was like, yeah, this is what I want. I like singing by myself. I like picking my own music, putting my own style on stuff, and it's been a lot different than last year, but it's been really fun.
I was about to ask, looking back now, are you glad you got split up, or are you still?
I have a lot of respect for my partner. He's a very talented guitar player, very talented singer, but I think that splitting up is probably the best for both of us.
Kelly?
You know me, I get nervous. When the difference between last year and this year, for sure, was me building up that courage to just get on stage and just do what I do when I'm in the car with my parents, or when I'm in the room with my roommates, or when I'm in the shower alone, just belting it out and just doing it how I always do. And it wasn't easy because last year I was scared of what people would think, mostly because it's hard presenting yourself, a part of yourself that you don't necessarily share often, and it allows a part of you to be vulnerable. And being able to share that with my BRs and my friends was scary. And then this year, there was such a large group of people that were so supportive, people who came and sat with me, or would text me, what are you doing next? What song are you doing next? And my family at home has always been super supportive. My sister Kelsey, especially, she calls me after every single round and is bawling. So that honestly really was, not saying that my sister bawling was giving me confidence, but having that support from people close to me and then absolute strangers just really helped me boost my confidence and realize this is an ability that I can hone to be my own.
For sure. Yeah, there's been quite a lot of views with everything. How is it around barracks when you guys are walking around? Do you guys get a lot of, hey, good job, or hey, we're excited to see you next week? What's the atmosphere around barracks when they see you around?
I think that it happened last year too. Every once in a while, if it was people I know, they'd always ask oh, are you playing again? Or hey, I voted for you, and stuff like that. But I think more this year than anything else, people that I've never talked to or don't talk to very often, yo, you killed it last week, or hey, it's getting big, I'm glad to see it, and all this stuff. And I even know some of my friends have been asking me to send it, not just the voting link, send the whole YouTube so their families can watch at home and kind of follow along. So I think it's getting a little bit bigger than we expected, and that's all good. I'm glad to see it. So
yeah, just like what Ethan said, people I don't even know have come up to me and just said, wow, you did amazing last week. And I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you. And I don't know them, but they're watching, and it makes a difference. And people my roommates who come out and support me every week, they send it to their families, and then their families tell me I'm doing a good job. And it's just been really positive, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely can say the same. People have been really supportive, especially BRs, who know about my stage fright, and they're there to hey, it doesn't matter, just get up there and have fun with it, basically, because ultimately it doesn't matter what people think, as long as you got your people that are supporting you and you know that.
For sure.
Like I said, I have a really big support system. It's about the same as like everyone else. I have like random people who I've never seen in my life, or I have, and I'm terrible with names and faces, and they're like, oh my god, you did amazing, and like all this stuff, and just be like, oh, I like listened to your song like 3 times, and I was like, whoa, okay, and like stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, obviously, this last show, there's a possibility that a big name could come out and a label could come out here and watch you guys. What would be a dream of yours if he did come out and watch you sing? What's a dream that Cadet Idol can make for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just this past year and this summer and everything, I've been putting together gig dates and stuff. Like I have a good amount coming up. Did a couple in town this year. I got some back home and some here. I think it'd be interesting to go be able to play there or get a song either recorded or help somebody else write one. Like I said, my cousin Schaefer, he's been doing it for years and he's leaps and bounds ahead of me and all that stuff. So if somehow, any way, I could make someone else's have a connection or make my own in the industry, that'd be wonderful. So, yeah.
For me, I've never really sang outside of here. I want to commission into the military, so like obviously I don't think that that's in the cards for my future, but just somebody to come in and tell me like this is something that you should not give up. I think that's like a total dream, because obviously my parents and my friends are all supportive of me and they're like, wow, like you're good, but like just like a certain person like that, if they could tell me I'm good, then I think I'll actually win.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to be pessimistic, but I know the music industry pretty well, so I just try to stay like really realistic with stuff. But it would be really like exciting to see like one of the other 3 or all of them, you know, get a comment from the person coming. I think that would be really exciting.
Absolutely.
Well, honestly, I did this just because it helped me build confidence. If an opportunity was to arise because of it, I would be extremely thankful, first of all, because it's scary, and having something like that happen is a blessing. So, in all honesty, I would take it how it goes. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do something with singing, so I would take it as an opportunity.
Absolutely. If you could say one last thing to your fans, what would you say right now?
I'd say thanks. I appreciate everybody, family, friends, everybody else. You've been great. This year it's even bigger than it was last year. Every time, I hope we do it again, and just keep it up, keep coming out, keep supporting. So thank you.
I would say, obviously, thank you so much. Y'all's support has obviously got me to this point right now, especially my family, like my mom, my dad. You guys watch every week and call me afterwards, just giving me so much praise. I appreciate it so much. And my roommates who come out every single week to support me, I love you guys so much. And my grandma has her grandma brigade of people that watch the whole show, and I love that so much. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a really awesome experience so far. And especially thank you to like my older fan base who get really frustrated with the whole voting thing because they have to like remember their email password and they'll work on it for like 30 minutes. So especially like a huge shout out to you guys, you rock for that. Yeah, my family, my roommates, my boyfriend, thank y'all for all the support you've given me so far.
For me, not to be a copy and paste, but thank you guys so much, because being here is absolutely amazing. Like I said, it means like the world to me. And having this opportunity wouldn't have happened without you guys. And just keep coming out and supporting. And I want to say thank you to my sisters, Maddie and Kelsey especially, because they have heard me literally sing the worst songs ever, and they still just support me. And that means so much more than they could ever imagine. And same to my mom and dad for constantly like pushing me to keep going further and keep doing better and making me a better version of myself. And as always, like we always say in our family, and that I say, which is like never give up. And I'm gonna keep doing that. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming out and taking the time to talk with me. Thank you all for tuning in. Vote now for your favorite contestant, and we will see who the next Cadet Idol will be at the end of this week.